Alright, do-it-yourselfers, you have electrical inside your home, and there's no doubt you have what's referred to as a GFCI breaker in your home near your water sources. And it's going to look something like this. Did you also know, if you did not know that information and your receptacles all of a sudden quit working, you went to your breaker box and checked your breakers and they still wouldn't work? The problem might be a push of a button. Surprisingly enough, a lot of people out here do not realize that. If you call an electrician to come out, they're going to charge you $150 for the trip out and $150 an hour. So it could cost you $300 for this right here. And there you go, it's that simple. Now today I'm on the job because this property owner said that anything within 6 foot of a water source has to have one of them GFCI. It is a ground fault circuit interrupter. So let's say you're in there drying your hair in the bathroom and you all of a sudden drop the hairdryer in the toilet. Instead of it electrocuting you or burning your house down, it is supposed to trip that breaker to prevent anything bad from happening. So I'm going to show you how to hook one of these up. Number one, get you a GFCI tester. Locate your breaker box, shut off the power. Come over here and verify you have no power. Start taking out the cover plate. If you have a non-contact voltage tester, verify that there is no actual voltage. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Start loosening up the receptacle. Then pull it out. You gotta loosen up the wiring on your receptacle. Yours might be different than this. You might have to cut the wires and then strip the wire. But on this one, because it's older, all I gotta do is unscrew these screws and pull the wires off. The receptacle out of the way. If I look down in here, I got two different sets of Romex. You're gonna want to separate that Romex. The one on the right, I'm putting over here. The one on the left, I'm gonna put down here. The ground wires are attached. You might have more wires than this. If that's the case, it could be a little bit more complicated. Not every receptacle is gonna be the same. But none of my wires are touching the wall. They're well away from the wall. I'm gonna flip my breaker on, turn on my non-contact voltage tester. I'll test the wires. No voltage. This has voltage. This is my hot wire. They're off. Verify it's off. Get out your new GFCI receptacle and we'll flip it over to the back here. A lot of these have yellow tape on them for a reason. You can see here on the bottom it says line. Up in behind that tape it's going to say load. As you can see now that I have removed the tape. The hot wire is going to get plugged into the line side. The other wire gets plugged into the load side. Voltage is coming in right here on this line. It's feeding the receptacle. Everything that's hooked downstream from that receptacle is going to be your load. So if you have a microwave plugged in down here and a television plugged in the living room and they're all on the same circuit, if they all lose power at one time, you can come back and hit the reset on this and it will restore power to those plug-ins that's downstream on the load side. I'm going to take my pliers here and I'm going to straighten up the wire because it's going to be plugged into the back of the GFCI. Again, not all of those are going to be the same. Since this is a plug-in style, I'm going to go ahead and trim these down a little bit because I don't want too much of the wire sticking out. And these lineman pliers here will make sure that I've got a good straight wire. Look at your GFCI receptacle. One side is going to have 2 gold screws. The other one's going to have silver. Black girls like gold, white girls like silver. And if it's green, it goes in between, which is a naked wire that goes on the ground. Reference which one's your line side. Take your hot wire and put it into the gold terminal. Wire should be sticking out about that far. Now you hold it in place and tighten it down. Once again, the one that had voltage on it whenever you flip the breaker back on is the one that goes in the line side. We will put the white neutral wire over here on the silver terminal. Everything's the right length, so I'm going to tighten it down. Now that that's tight, I'm going to go ahead and hook up the ground wire. Just verify that your ground wires are both connected on both sets of Romex back inside the box. Now I'm going to get my receptacle in position and I'm going to plug in the hot and neutral up top into the load side. And when everything is wired up the correct way, I'm going to go ahead and put this back inside the box. If you have enough wiring sticking out, make it look like a wavy pattern. That way when you're pushing it back, the wires go in the way they should. Get your screws lined up and tighten it down. Some boxes are metal. You don't want it tipping the sides. Make sure it's in the middle. Breaker on. Push in your reset. Green light should be glowing. In your tester. Verify correct wiring. Test it out. Now you can put your cover on. Now I'm going to hit the reset button, go downstream, plug in your tester, hit the test button, tripped it. Now you know it works. Now you can take your sticker pack and label that breaker. That way you know which one it is when it trips. And you can label the receptacle plates as well. I don't recommend you working on electrical if you don't know what you're doing. Always hire a qualified professional. Simply because every situation is going to be different, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. But if you insist on doing things yourself, I do recommend getting some safety equipment, like this Kaiweets circuit breaker finder kit. You can check out some of the videos I've done on this toolkit down in the description box below. If this helps you out, make sure you comment below, give us your feedback. You shouldn't have to pay $300 just for an electrician to come out and push a button. Now if this video could help you save that money, it's worth popping that clutch, subscribing, and following along on these social media platforms, because I will help tell you the types of tools that you need for the jobs that you're doing and which tools are going to be best suited for your needs.